Mike, roofers around the South Plains have had a great, busy, crazy year. We're here mid-September. What's it like right now for all you?
It has been crazy. It's there's going to be a little rush now that school's gotten started. There's going to be a little rush of people going, "Oh, honey, we need to get the roof done
before the relatives come for Christmas."
Yes, and so obviously we've got the weather is going to start becoming more and more inclement the later in the year as we go. But really through October we should have really good quality roofing weather for shingling and such. With the metal aspect of it, we just need to watch the wind. But we have another probably a solid month of continuous good weather.
So at what point is it too cold? Where do you guys draw the line of, all right, we're going to have to wait until it warms up a little bit to do some roof replacements and that sort of thing?
Well, with our inclement weather in West Texas, that could come tomorrow. It could come in a month. And so we watch it, the ambient temperature needs to be around 45 or 50 degrees. And so anything less than that, just for our company, we will not roof. Those shingles need to adhere. They need to do what they're designed to do, and that's to perform. So we want to make sure that we have a nice heaty or warm day so that we can put a good shingle on.
So talk to me about the different types of shingles you're laying right now. What are people in Lubbock and the surrounding counties, what are we wanting? What are we calling you guys up saying, hey, I think I want my roof to have this on top?
Okay, a lot of composition shingles, so limited lifetime, which are architectural shingles. Those are on 90% of the roofs. Then you have your metals from your Decra, which is a brand name, but a stone-coated steel, to your R panel, U panel, standing seam metal. So there's usually shingles, metal, or concrete or clay tile. Then there's slate that's starting to get into the high end, very limited clientele type shingle or roof. So pretty much composition and stone-coated steel are your two main residential type shingles or roof.
Now we're on a pretty neat street here. Let's hop in the car and take a look at some of the jobs you guys have done.
Let's go.
Okay, so you were saying typically on a project you'll have about between 8 and 12 guys up on the roof of a house?
Yes. So depending on the size, the square count is dependent on which crew that we put on that roof. It also, what type of roof are we putting on? We have shingle only crews, and then we have just our specialty metal crews. Like this one here, this is a presidential shake shingle. And so that's a little bit of a finer upscale
Now does the
shingle.
shape have anything to do with durability? What is that like?
Well, that's a lifetime shingle, and so you see the cut is a little bit different. It's just a thicker product that is impact resistant. That right there is a GAF Grand Sequoia IR, and so just the cut and the design of the shingle really kind of speaks for itself. It's just an upper tier shingle. It's going to withstand up to a 2-inch hail, and so it's just an upper end shingle.
Now, if somebody comes to you totally naive to the whole process of picking out a roof, what would you recommend? What's sort of the go-to standard? West Texas, our crazy weather, what do you find yourself going to a lot?
It really comes down to, as we go by another one, that's a U panel, 26 gauge, M panel, some people call it, or a U panel, metal roof. And so,
what are the benefits to a metal roof as opposed to a more traditional
roof?
Well,
metal is going to withstand, more. It's going to be more resistant to the hail. There's pros and cons to it all. You must talk to your insurance carrier to find out the limitations, the cosmetic exclusions that may apply to their policy. Being in West Texas and kind of out in the country, people like metal. And so,
is it the sound of it that we like? Because I think the sound of hail hitting a metal roof at night seems miserable.
yeah, I mean, it's not as bad as it used to be. I think, there's soundproofing that we can do and such, but it's very popular here. And so typically people put metal on, A, they love the look, okay? And B, it's gonna withstand more weather than your standard shingle roof. As you know, customers say, like, I don't want to have to replace this roof again anytime soon. And so, although that is the case in a lot of times, we never give a guarantee with that. There are some people out there that tell, oh, you'll never have to replace this metal roof again. That's not true. I mean, we have such inclement weather in West Texas that, this recent storm in Lubbock, it didn't matter if you had metal, your R panel, standing seam, stone coated steel, or shingles. I mean, that storm was large enough to damage any roof type. So, but your run-of-the-mill quarter-size hail, half-inch is probably not going to damage that metal.
Here I see you have put on just these 3 houses here, quite a different set.
Yeah, that's U-panel. Right now, this is a 30-year architectural shingle, antique brown.
So when you say 30-year?
30-year limited lifetime. So all the manufacturers switched their warranty names over to limited lifetime. It does sound better, but that's really truly what it is. And that's what you're gonna get with us. We're not gonna sugarcoat it. I mean, I tell the truth no matter what it is. So it really is a 30-year architectural shingle where there's a prorated 30-year warranty, but limited lifetime is what they want to do as a title. And so that's what it is, limited lifetime. Manufacturer's warranty.
Now I am amazed at the amount of metal roofs we have passed here in Crosbyton.
Yes, yeah. There was a lot of metal to begin with, and so with insurances, they're going to replace like, kind, and quality. And so if you see metal, that means they had metal before. Chances are. Okay,
before the storm hit.
Yes, so we went back with metal.
Now. Does the color of my roof have anything to do with the temperature of my house or anything more than just aesthetics? Really just aesthetics. Now there are manufacturers, there is certain products out there that are more eco-friendly, energy efficient, will repel heat. But really when you're dealing with a architectural shingle, okay, an asphalt shingle, from white to black, you're looking at 2 to 3 degrees difference only in your attic. And so don't allow that to be your deciding factor on what you do want on your roof. There are eco-friendly shingles out there that are high dollar. The industry is not quite ready for that yet. There's certain underlayments and such that can repel heat and help with the overall temperature in your attic, but as far as a shingle color, it's all pretty relative. So I would love to touch on this type of roof here. What is this called? And I think we have a house up here a little bit similar. What is that called, and why do I feel like I'm seeing more of it when traditionally that feels like a Florida style to me? Right, so the shingle right here, that has not been replaced yet. That's an architectural shingle that has not been replaced. This is a true, again, the manufacturer is Decra, but it is stone coated steel. Very, very beautiful high-end roof. It's 26 gauge stone coated steel. This roof we tore off right down to the deck, and then obviously our underlayment went down, and then there's 2x2 battens underneath. What those are, 2x2 like wood strips, and so that's what those are nailed to. But the Decker roof is really it's a classy roof. It is. And so, how is the durability of that? Durability is great. Okay. It really is. Just like anything though, it will deteriorate over time.
you know, there's no other place, no other weather climate than like West Texas. So what really does well in one climate may not do well here. And so, you know, when talking to our customers about a stone-coated steel roof, we ask a lot of questions because I want them to be so proud of that roof, you know, months and months after they first get it, after they get it. And so, you know, some of the things that we talk about are foot traffic, because you gotta know how to walk on those roofs, or you'll leave foot traffic. So, do you like to hang Christmas lights? Do you personally like to get up there on the roof and hang Christmas lights? And then also too, just with your insurance carrier, what type of policy do you have in place? Okay, you want to ask those questions when you're putting on a steel or a stone-coated steel type roof.
So if I want to ditch the shingles and go for a steel stone-coated type roof, how much more costly will that get for me?
Quite costly.
Okay.
It's
These are nice roofs.
Yes, yeah, again, this was a stone-coated steel roof before, so we went back with it. It's definitely, you're not just dipping into one part of your pocket, you're dipping into both pockets. If you're going to upgrade, you're going to upgrade from a normal like architectural shingle to a stone-coated steel. Typically that doesn't happen. You know, it does, but
it's usually built that way.
It usually is built that way, and then the insurance that you're carrying will replace that in when the storm. Typically, as we pull up to this next roof,
these are a whole other story. I feel like they're becoming more and more extinct.
This is a wood jumbo shake shingled roof, and so as you can see, you know, it's extremely steep. That is every bit a 12 on 12 pitch, meaning our guys are going to have to be harnessed off.
Oh wow!
You know, when doing this project, this is a roof that we're getting ready to do, and so the jumbo shake shingle will disappear.
So y'all are replacing that?
We will be.
Getting rid of it.
We will be replacing it, and we'll be going back with stone-coated steel.
Okay.
More than likely.
Similar. Okay.
Yes.
Now, I feel like I've heard maybe some rumors that these roofs that we're looking at right here are harder to get insured.
They are. You know, now we are not insurance agents, but we deal with, you know, all sorts of types every day. And so me as a homeowner, I know from speaking from experience that yes, there's been some homes that I've looked at buying with wood shake shingles, and the carriers that I was looking to use, they weren't going to insure it. And so I know from my own personal experience that is more and more difficult, it being a fire hazard. And
I mean, especially with the windy, dry temperatures we get.
Yeah, it's a high end roof. Like where I grew up in Canada in Vancouver, it's a very not humid but moist climate. We've got a lot of rain. We've got a ton of wood shake shingles up there that stay moist.
There.
Yeah, they're up there 30 years.
Okay.
And so they've been down here a long time, but I think our drier climate, it's gonna affect it a lot different, like I said earlier.
Yes. Now this red one to the left, I mean, that's just a good looking roof.
Yes, it is I'm gonna flip around for you.
Yeah.
It is a 24 gauge.
So when you say gauge, what does that mean? Dumb that down for me.
Thickness of the metal.
Okay.
So 24 gauge. This is a 24 gauge R panel.
So 24
gauge is the thickness of the metal.
Okay.
The lower the number, the thicker the metal or the tensile strength, okay? And so with this roof, it's just a residential roof, but it's 24 gauge. So it should withstand a lot thicker or larger hail.
So you said the lower the number, the thicker it is. It's a little counterintuitive.
Yes, that's correct.
Most of us would.
Yes, 26 gauge is the standard. This one I know specifically was a 24 gauge because that's what they had before. And so you want to always go back with like, kind, or quality or better.
So now if I'm looking to build a house and I don't know what I'd like in a roof, what do you tell people to really think about when choosing their first roof?
Well, obviously it's got to meet your budget. If you don't have a budget, then we'll throw everything at you and see what you like.
And call CanTex.
Yeah, then call CanTex. But it really, it's got to meet your budget. A lot of times when they're building a house, people are building a house, the roof is somewhat of an afterthought. And so a lot of times we see that the budget, by the end of the project, they're like, oh, let's just get a roof on there. We'll replace it whenever a storm comes through.
Right.
But it really depends on what type of house you have, what are you looking for, and what do you have up there currently? Because if you carry insurance, that's why we pay our insurance premium, so that in the event of a catastrophic event, that insurance will pay for the replacement of your roof and other things on your property to get it back to pre-storm state. So that's the time when a lot of times people make their changes. Because if you've got a $20,000 roof and to upgrade it'll cost you $5,000. Okay, that's a lot better. If the insurance is paying 15 of it, right? And you're picking up 5 as opposed to paying the full 20. So it just goes hand in hand. That roof right there has not been replaced. Yeah, it's hammered. So Crosbyton, where we're at, it really was affected by weather this year, and so that's a really great shot of the impact that these multiple storms made in this area.
So me inside of a house just like that, what did it sound like when those 4-inch or even bigger?
That you might have been under attack. I don't know what that's like, but I could almost guarantee the people in there took cover.
Yeah. Because it almost sounds like, I'm sure, like the roof might cave in.
Yeah, it's loud. It's just really loud. And so, as you can see though, like the reflections and the dents and such, that's a 26 gauge U panel, or M panel as some people call it. But it was no match for the baseball size hail that this area experienced.
Mike, being a West Texas homeowner, how often should I expect to get my roof replaced?
Well, statistics show that in West Texas, inclement weather is going to affect your roof on average between 7 to 10 years. So, you may get 15 or 20 years. You may get lucky. If you're
really lucky.
Yeah, if you're really lucky. But statistics show that every 7 to 10 years, an inclement weather pattern is going to come in and affect your roof.